Today, I'd like to talk to you about Tasty Recipes. Tasty Recipes is a fabulous plugin by WP Tasty, um, designed especially for food bloggers. So, it really helps you to format your recipes beautifully on your blog to attract viewers' attention and also improves your SEO. And there are all kinds of amazing design options that you have here. So, let's get started. Um, the first thing I want to go over is the templates. So you have these customizable card designs for your recipe, which are really cool. And they have these different templates. And the one that I have enabled right now is the bold template. I really like the way that looks because of this round image up at the top. And um, just the formatting is really nice on this particular template, I think. There's a variety of other templates you can choose from. There's the snap template, so you can see what that looks like. Um, it's got this horizontal image at the top. Then you've got the fresh template, and then you've got some other options still. You've got the simple template and the modern compact template, and then you've got the elegant template, and the default template. That is what it defaults to if you don't set anything on here. But I like that bold template. I just think that looks really nice. So anyhow, you can customize it over here. You can set the primary color, which is the color that shows behind the title and the image and everything. You can choose the secondary color, which is like these little lines throughout the recipe card. These little gray lines. You can set the icon color, so that's the color of like this little clock here and the little knife and fork icon next to the total time to prepare the recipe and the yield or servings. Then you've got the button color. You can adjust the color of these buttons here where I have print recipe and pin recipe. You could change that button to a different color. You can change the color of the text on the button, the detail label color, that's like where it says author or total time, the color of that text, and the detail value color, that's like where all of this information is, the color of that text right there. So you can adjust these all by typing in a hex code if you have a specific color that you have a hex code for that you want to type in, or you can drag these sliders around to choose the color that you want, and you can use this one to adjust the opacity of it. Um, then if you scroll down, you've got options for the recipe title. You can adjust the color of that. You can also adjust the capitalization. By default, some of them, like this template, it's defaults to lowercase letters, but you can choose all uppercase, or you could choose normal. And so you can play around with those options, and then you can also change the color and capitalization on these subheadings like ingredients and instructions. Um, and then you can change the color of the body copy, and the color and style of these stars for when people leave you a review. You can change the color of these stars up here. And you can set them, the star style, to solid or outline. Um, and there's different formatting options for the social footer. So I have mine set to Instagram. You can choose it to display like Pinterest or Facebook or something. Then you can also choose the color of that icon for that social platform, how that appears, and the text on the heading. So I have mine set to "Did you make this recipe?" And I have the description underneath that heading set to "Share a photo and tag us on Instagram." and have my Instagram handle. Can't wait to see what you've made, but you can change that to whatever you want, and you can format the color of both of those things. And then you hit Save Changes right here at the bottom. And so that saves everything, and then you can go into the settings. And so you can include these, which I think are really handy. You can include a jump to recipe link in your blog post, and that shows up like at the top of your blog post, which is really handy because you might have a lot of other text about how you made the recipe or the ingredients that go into the recipe that you want to include in your post, but some of your readers might just really want to get to the basic, the basic list of ingredients and the most basic, instructions. So it's all really condensed in that recipe card, and you can include a link there so they can jump right to the recipe card and just read that. And print recipe, you can include that link or leave a review. So I have all three of these checked here because I think those are really handy links to have on your blog. There's the quick links style, so you could make them buttons or just links, text links. Let's see, the recipe card buttons, there's different options. You can turn them off and not have a button, or you can set it to print or pin this recipe for people to share it on Pinterest. And there's also these other options, Slickstream favorites or Mediavine, grow.me, save. So if you belong to some of these other platforms and you want to select that, you can. I think print and pin this recipe are really useful for me. Unit conversion, you can set this on if you want visitors to be able to convert between US customary and metric measurements. So, yeah, I may enable that at some point. That might be useful. And then ingredient checkboxes, you can allow visitors to check off recipe ingredients as they go, as they're working around your recipe. And then you can enable cook mode, which is neat because that lets visitors prevent their device from going into sleep mode while they're looking at your recipe. So it'll stay on that whole time that they're doing the prep, the chopping, and the cooking and everything. It'll just stay on and they can follow the instructions. So that's really handy. And cook mode description, you can set that. I have prevent your screen from going dark. And then so they can, enable that and they know what it is. And then scaling, I have that turned on. That's if you want to let your visitors scale the recipe to, if they're making the same amount that you are, or if they're making like double batch or whatever. So there's those settings. And then also copy to clipboard. You can let your visitors copy the ingredients to clipboard if they want to copy and paste that for later. And then there's an Instacart button. You can add an Instacart button if you are a member of the Tastemakers affiliate program by Instacart. That's really helpful because then whenever viewers go to make your recipe, they can just click on that Instacart button and you will and put the ingredients. It'll have suggested ingredients, based on what you have in your recipe, and they can buy the ingredients for your recipe on Instacart. And if you are a Tastemakers affiliate, which is the Instacart's affiliate marketing program, then you can earn a small commission from those purchases. So that's really cool. If you put you can put your Instacart Tastemakers affiliate ID. There's a space for that underneath the Instacart button option. And you can input that and enable the Instacart button on your recipes. Also, if you are a ShareASale affiliate, you can input that ID into this plugin as well. And then you hit Save Changes at the bottom when you're satisfied with your settings that you've chosen. Um, Over here on converters, this is for converting existing recipes. And basically, what this is like if you had another recipe plugin or something before and you were trying to convert your recipes over from that to tasty recipes, then it supports a variety of different. It supports transitions from a variety of different recipe um, building plugins that you might have as a food blogger. So um, you can learn more about that, but it will convert uh, certain formats. And so those are the basic settings of tasty recipes that you want to get down and before you start posting these recipe templates on your blog. But once you have all these settings saved, you'll be all ready to just plug in the information for your recipe, and it looks absolutely stunning on your website or blog. Okay, so now that we've gone over the basic design features and settings for your customizable recipe cards, I'm going to show you how to actually implement one into a blog post. So here I have my blog post about a veggie grain bowl that I started to make as kind of a copycat of my mom, one of my mom's favorite recipes from this restaurant that we eat at when we travel. And so I've got all the stuff about the recipe, where I got the idea, the basic list of ingredients, and some links to my other veggie and grain bowl recipes. And then I want to add the recipe card below it. Now I already searched for this recipe block, so that's why it's popping up immediately. But if I hadn't, I will show you how to add that. So you just click on this little plus sign, and that pops up right here. You could search for it, tasty recipe, and that'll show up with the recipe. So that's how you search for that to insert that there. Um, So you click into this recipe block, and you can already has the title of your post there. You can change it to something different on the recipe card if you want. You can select an image from your media library. So I'm just going to select that image from the blog post of the veggie bowl. And then we have the ingredients, instructions. You could add a description if you want, but I'm just going to get right into the ingredients. So I'm going to start with seasoned black beans, and here we have a heading option. So I'm going to do a heading because I'm going to break this up into different sections since I cooked a lot of these things separately. I want to give separate ingredient lists and separate instructions for preparing each different part. So I had 2 cans of black beans, 1 tablespoon olive oil, 1/2 teaspoon cumin, a pinch of salt. Then we've got the seasoned tofu. I'm going to create a separate heading for that. And that was 1 pack of tofu, 2 tablespoons of margarine, 1/2 teaspoon cumin, 1/2 teaspoon ginger, and then let's see, we had the seasoned broccoli, and I had 16 ounces of broccoli. Let's see, 1 tablespoon olive oil, 1/2 teaspoon cumin, and a pinch of salt on the broccoli. And then we had seasoned carrots. And I want to say I used about 6 carrots, 1 tablespoon olive oil, 1/2 teaspoon cumin, 1/2 teaspoon ginger, and oops, no, I did not use cumin. I just used ginger on the carrots. Just olive oil, ginger, and a pinch of salt. And then I've got, let's see, we had the jicama, and that was steamed, so steamed jicama, and create a separate heading for that. And so we had 2, I think we made 2 and then we just had we just steamed it. We just filled the water to the fill line in our steamer. So I'm just gonna put that or I don't know how I want to say that. I'll come back to that later. Then let's see. So I've got all the veggies and tofu. Let's see. The other thing was rice. So we used brown rice as our grain here. And let's see. This was 2 cups of brown rice. Water up to fill line in a rice cooker, because we used a rice cooker. You could also do that over the stovetop, but we did that in a rice cooker. And then the sesame ginger dressing. Let's see, sesame ginger dressing. I'll create a heading for that, but I'm just going to put C recipe for sesame ginger dressing on the Ambitious Kitchen, because I actually used their sesame ginger dressing on this bowl, but I'm giving them credit here. And then let's see. I am going to write my instructions here. So the first thing I had was seasoned black beans. Make a heading for that. Righty. And then now that you've got all that there, that's the basic template there. You can also add notes down here, and you can add details such as the prep time and cook time. So prep time, that'd be like chopping, rinsing, anything you want to include in there, and then cook time is how long it actually takes to cook. Then here's the total time for prepping and cooking your recipe. So adding the time it takes to chop all of the produce and everything to the cook time gives you your total time. And then you can set the yield, how many servings. You can put a category in here for what type of recipe this is. I mean, is it um, a main course? Is it a dessert? Is it a does it fall under a specific category of recipe that you'd like to note here? You can select the method that you use to cook it and type of cuisine and dietary specification here. You can select like all these options, diabetic, gluten-free, all of this stuff here. I'm probably going to select vegan because this is a vegan recipe. You can set keywords. Another really awesome feature of the Tasty Recipes plugin is this equipment section down here. So if you're an affiliate marketer with like Amazon Associates or ShareASale or something like that, and you where you could get an affiliate link for a product like cookware that you're promoting. You can you can search for that here. So there's another plugin by WP Tasty that I will make a tutorial about later. It is called Tasty Links, and that allows you to input these different affiliate links associated with different keywords, and you can set an image to go with the link and everything. So it's really cool that all gets so that's all streamlined really nicely on your blog. And if you have that, if you have the Tasty Links plugin and you're an affiliate, in addition to the Tasty Recipes plugin, and you're an affiliate of one of these things like Amazon or ShareASale or something, and you have some links that you've put in there, you can search for the links and search for a specific link, and that will show up here, and you can choose which ones you want to include. It's like the cookware that you might have used to create the recipe, and you want to link to it, you know, down at the bottom. Or you could do the same thing with like ingredients that you used. You could create an affiliate link for that. Let's see. And let's see. Yeah, so once you have all of your equipment in there, then you can hit update, and it'll feature the different options at the bottom of your recipe, so people can click these links to buy, you know, these different items on Amazon or whatever website through your affiliate links. And just for formatting's sake, I may get rid of just one to make that a little cleaner. But this is a really cool tool. As you can see, I used the Zojirushi rice cooker and a green pan skillet and this silicone spatula as I made my recipe. So those are the equipment items that I'm going to include there. And so as you can see, it looks really, really nice once you get all of your affiliate links in there and they're able to see a preview of what the product looks like and everything. And it's just really nice, really nice tool to have on your website. So I highly recommend that. If you have a video, you can input a URL to a video here. You have all these options, more options for nutrition facts down here that you can add to your recipe. So there's a lot of information that you can add here to really customize your recipe and get the most out of how this is presented to your viewers. I'm just going to add a few things here. I'm going to add a link to that recipe that I found on the Ambitious Kitchen website. I'm just going to copy it and paste it as a link right here in the recipe. And I'm going to do the same thing in the instructions section. Update. Let you see kind of the formatting of how that looks and everything, and the basic layout of the Tasty Recipes block in your blog post. I'm going to talk about some of the major benefits that this plugin has as far as SEO is concerned. It is really awesome. Tasty Recipes uses JSON LD structured data, which is JavaScript object notation linked data for linked data, and that makes it possible for readers to find your recipes on search engines, and it also makes these recipes supported uh, when you go to insert a link to your blog post in a pin that you're creating. You create a pin on Pinterest for your recipe blog post, and you input the URL of the recipe uh, the post on your blog, and it will automatically fill in the title of the recipe and the all the ingredients that you have listed on your tasty recipes block. That'll all be filled in to the uh, to the pin on Pinterest. So let's see, if I went to Pinterest now, I can show you one of my pins from one of my recipe posts, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's really cool. Okay. So, yeah, let's see, for example, if you click into this post, the homemade pizza with green peppers, onions, and black olives, you'll see I have my description here. It automatically filled in the um, title of the recipe, and then if you go to more here, you can see the entire list of ingredients for this recipe. That was from the Tasty Recipes uh, block. So if I click uh, if I click on that link in that post, that was the URL that I had input for this post, and it takes me that I had input the URL when I was creating this pin, and so now when I click that, it takes me right to that post on my blog, and you can see the recipe here in that Tasty Recipes recipe block, and that's all, you know, that is all right there. All the ingredients, everything, it's already in that recipe block, and that shows up on Pinterest because of that communication with that structured data for SEO purposes. So that is really cool that it's able to communicate with, Pinterest and Google, and in that way. So that is awesome. And it also, another great feature of Tasty Recipes is that it is supported by the WordPress block editor, which you already saw, but it's also supported by Elementor and Thrive Architect page builders. So if you're working with any one of those page builders on your website, WordPress, Elementor, or Thrive Architect, then you can create tasty recipes no problem, and reap the benefits of all of these awesome features. And also, with that video integration, you can add recipe videos that you've created from YouTube or Vimeo or your ad network to your post, and it collects the video data and includes it in your in that structured data for that post. And So yeah, I don't really have any recipe videos on my tasty recipes yet, but that's a really cool feature if you do make videos while you're cooking and you want to put that into your um, recipe posts, then you can integrate that in there. That's really nice. So yeah, I'm glad that you took the time to watch this tutorial today. Hopefully you enjoyed it and you've picked up some useful tips. I think that this is just a phenomenal tool for getting your recipes beautifully formatted on your website for SEO and visibility on Pinterest. And you know, it has all kinds of great options. That video integration, if you want to use that, the links for you know, equipment that you used to make the recipe, the affiliate links to equipment, cookware, and stuff like that that you can put in there to increase your affiliate income, and and you know, all those great options for formatting. I mean, I just think that this is a fantastic must have plugin for food bloggers. So I highly recommend it, and I hope that you will purchase this plugin from the affiliate links in the description. I earn a small commission as a WP Tasty affiliate marketer. And yeah, so that's great. Stay tuned for more on these fabulous plugins for food bloggers and bloggers in general.